Hey, what's going on, guys? Squid here, and this is the introduction to my first artist draw video on my page. Not really sure what direction I'm gonna end up going with this channel, or if I'm just gonna keep doing these sped up drawing videos, or what. But I guess all I can do is just make stuff and see what people like and go from there. Sorry if I sound a little sniffly. Got a little cold. Hopefully it's not corona. And sorry if you hear voices in the background. That is my girlfriend playing Valorant. So yeah, I think this channel, for now, for what I have in mind in it, for it, will probably be just like a video of me drawing and then me discussing something. And it'll probably so this is kind of unrelated, but me and my friend wanted to start a podcast kind of with the same format, but obviously it would be a podcast, so there wouldn't really be drawing. It would just be us discussing, and we kind of wanted to discuss artist news, comic, like the comic industry. Maybe we'll throw in some Eastern stuff, but we'll probably mostly focus on the Western comic market. But yeah, so let us get started for what I wanted to talk about in this video. And the first thing, I'm gonna have three things I'm gonna talk about. The first thing is gonna be, should artists use reference? I've been seeing a lot about this on Twitter and just YouTube videos and other artists, and people really think that artists shouldn't use reference, which I think is crazy. I mean, the video you're watching right now is literally me referencing that pose to turn it into something else. Reference is a super important tool. I mean, artists have a bunch of different tools at their disposal for when they're drawing. I mean, what do you think? I mean, what if people paint from, like, when people paint from life? I mean, that's referencing, from life. It's referencing. I mean, referencing is everywhere in the artist community, and to think that you can't do it is crazy to me. But I think it stems a lot from newer artists coming in and maybe being told bad information from friends or family, and they just get these skewed perceptions of what they think an artist should be. And it's like, oh, everyone should be able to, if you're an artist, you should be able to just draw everything from imagination at all times. But that's not always how it is. Maybe there eventually, if you practice and study, there are things you can recall from memory, but it never hurts to use some reference. And using reference and tracing that reference is two different things. You could have 4, 5, 6, 7, 20 pictures to reference one piece. You're not necessarily taking one whole picture and then turning it into your picture. You could potentially take like a shirt from one picture, and then a pose from another, and then shoes from another. Referencing just helps you kind of make your referencing just helps you make your picture feel more lifelike. And I don't mean lifelike like realism, but lifelike as in these items hold weight, these items feel like they should be there. That's just what referencing does, because nothing looks better than what looks better in real life. But yeah, so if if people think that you shouldn't use reference, please God, use reference if you have it, and look for a reference. It'll help your artwork tremendously. I'm not the greatest artist in the world, but from the pictures that some of my favorite pieces were from reference, and that's just how it is. But another thing I wanted to bring up was, I'm going to go a little bit more into the podcast, but I the character you're watching me draw right now is actually a new character I created for a comic book that I'm working on. I don't really have a name for it yet. Well, I do. So right now the comic is called Lucas, and it follows, you guessed it, the main character whose name is Lucas. On an adventure. It's kind of like an action adventure sort of story. It's got like elves, and, humans, dwarves. I'm thinking about putting in reptile people. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see. All right, what do they call from Skyrim? Argonians. Thinking about throwing some Argonians in there, but yeah, I'm kind of just still figuring things out for it. But the character you're watching me draw now is a new character that I just thought of the other day. Her name is Lily. Well, I'm giving her two nicknames, Lily, Lilia, and her actual name is Liliana. But I think I'm gonna probably start calling her Lily because I like that name. As a nickname, I mean. But I plan on. Oh, sorry. You probably also hear my dog too, or my cat are fighting. I plan on releasing it in the next. I don't know if I should do an online thing, like Webtoons, for example. I could release it like weekly on Webtoons, or I could just do it like book by book. I know the book by book thing is probably. I don't know. There's so many options with these things. Like I have thought about Webtoons, but I don't know if I have to follow like I don't know. Webtoons is very particular on how you upload files and to their website. And I don't know if that's what I'd want to do. If anything, I'd probably make my own site to upload it to. But what's the point of having a site if I'm getting no traffic? And what's the only way to build traffic is to build an audience. And the best way to build an audience would probably be through an established website like Webtoons. But I'm not sure yet. I'm still figuring things out as I go. On this channel, I definitely plan on going more in depth about my comic. And I have a one-shot that I'm working on now with a character named Bellic, who is also a mage, but he's like a little bit different. He's an elf so Lucas is also an elf, but Bellic is an elf who fights mostly with a sword, where most other elves fight with like magic, magecraft. And so I think Bellic's character is pretty cool. Bellic is sort of a typical, like morally right guy. He's all about justice and whatnot, and doing things for the better for people because he cares. And Lucas is kind of the opposite of that, so that's why I'm doing the one shot on Bellic, just because his character is so different from Lucas's, but also because it's kind of like a backstory one shot story, because you don't really learn too much about Bellic's backstory in the actual comic because the story's not focused on him, but he's a character that I really enjoy, so that's why the one shot is on him. But I definitely plan on going in depth for that, or going in depth on my story and my comic on this channel as the channel progresses. Maybe I'll even do I don't know. I have to see what kind of things I can do. Maybe I'll do videos of me working on like comic pages and paneling and stuff like that. Maybe I can do like tutorial videos on how I set up panels and stuff. It's not going to be good tutorials, but they're going to be tutorials nonetheless. But yeah, this picture I'm working on of Lily right now, I don't really finish it. This was mostly just kind of like a test video. So I was just sketching. I was just drawing something and throwing some colors on there just to get this video uploaded. But there are a few things I want to learn on this channel, and I might take you guys on that journey with me as well. I want to. Also, if I ever do, whenever I get decent enough in my own eyes to start selling prints and start selling artwork, and I want to go to conventions, I'll bring you guys on that journey as well. Do a convention vlog and meeting other artists sort of thing. But yeah, so this is the finished piece. Well, not finished, but this is the piece right here. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.